Frank Kelly, you know, this is a guy who was really the consummate attorney general, a model for the nation. He gave me, of course, a great start as a young lawyer and then in politics as well. He ran a whistle-clean operation and was totally devoted to the public good. And Michigan was very lucky to have him, and I've been lucky to have him as a friend. You know, John Dingell has been a great help to me in Congress when I went there, when I served, and after I left. I don't know anyone in Congress who has been there as long as he has. Obviously, no one's been there as long as he, but from 1955 until 2011, who is still believes in the public service, who still believes that Congress can do good things. I like to hear him joke that he quotes his father as saying, the U.S. Senate is a place where good legislation goes to die. But this is a guy, John Dingell, who has not lost his belief in our system. He's a man of incredible integrity and substance. He's always had a great staff. If you wanted to pick one person in Congress to get something going or to stop something, it's actually John Dingell, no matter who's in the White House, no matter who controls Congress. He is really a phenomenon, and everybody in Washington admires him. Senator Levin, in many respects, gave me my first big chance to help and be involved in a major campaign. I was an attorney for Frank Kelly, but I hadn't really been involved in his campaigns until later. Sandy allowed me to become a volunteer in his campaign for governor in 1970 and really allowed me to play a major role. I learned so much from him, so much about the state. Obviously later he went on to succeed me in Congress when I became governor. And he's now my congressman in 2011, or it will be in 2012. Again, the Levin brothers are incredible. I mean, you talk about a family devoted to public service. You've got Carl, who's kind of the conscience of the Senate, chairman of the Armed Services Committee. Sandy was chairman of Ways and Means. He is working every minute. These guys are incredible. Their sister, who worked for me, was great. Their father was involved in politics. Their cousins, their uncle. The Levin family has given an enormous amount to Michigan. And I'm glad they're still there in Washington serving us. I'm really glad. Coleman Young is a fascinating person because he was really charming. He's like the George Washington for African Americans in Detroit, being the first African American mayor. And I think his first two terms, he was really on a good trajectory, working with everyone, working hard, giving people a sense that they had control of their destiny, making people proud, working well with business. And the truth is, people think that somehow he cost me my third election. Not really. I wish it were that easy to say. But the thing to remember is I got 85% of the vote in Detroit and over 90% in the African American communities. Turnout was the issue. It wasn't the percentages. Coleman Young got 56% in his last election in Detroit. I repeat, I had 85. So who's going to help whom here? It was really the dynamics and turnout, and I would never want to lay any blame on Coleman Young. Dennis and I started in politics. I was honored to appoint him Chief Justice. I think he was a great mayor of Detroit. He ran a whistle-clean operation. A lot of good things that have happened, stadiums and Opera Hall, a lot of the things downtown really started with Dennis. He also served as president of the American Bar Association, the Michigan Bar Association. He's still going strong. I see him quite a bit. He's in great shape, sound mind and body. Dennis Archer has been a real asset. I regret he wasn't mayor when I was governor because I think we could have done more for the city of Detroit. Bill Milliken, when I look back, how lucky I was to succeed someone as gracious and as positive as William Milliken and Helen Milliken. We inherited a mess. I wouldn't say that he created it. It was a combination of recession, continued disinvestment. The legislature was part of it, and just an inability after all those years to deal with some of the structural problems in Michigan. But the truth is he led Michigan with great humanity. He had a good staff. He was a wonderful representative for our state in everything you did. And when I went into office, he was extremely helpful to me. His people were helpful in the transition. When we proposed having to raise a tax temporarily, he supported it. He stood by me. His wife at that point didn't quite endorse me, but in the second and third election, she did. They still consider themselves Republicans. More recently, just in August of 2011, Jan and I had dinner with him. I mean, he was very underrated, I think, and very, very much missed. And his type of Republican is an endangered species. The Republican Party needs more people like Bill Milliken. And I'm very lucky to call him my friend. And we were very lucky to have had him as governor. And I think he did a lot of really good things. And so it was a nice foundation for me, even if we did have a financial challenge. It was a good foundation. And he's just a wonderful person. And everyone who's worked with him knows that I'm right on that one.